Hey friends. I had an iron infusion last week, and while I hope it will be worth it in the long run, I feel like a piece of shit at the moment. If you've all had COVID boosters, it's like that. It just, for some reason, your body's like, what is this? What did you put inside me? And I feel ill, but I really miss making videos. So hello, I'm weaving in my ends of a little bonnet that I've made. I've been avoiding weaving them in because there's quite a few of them. This says no spoons. It's for all my spoonies out there. Yesterday I spent the whole day watching basically the entire collection of M. Night Shyamalan's films. M. Night Shyamalan? Shyamalan? Great movies. Really is like back in the day where they didn't have access to good special effects and CGI and everything that like a lot of films rely on now. And so the storylines, there's late 90s, early 2000s films where it was like they could only rely on good storylines because they didn't have like fucking $1 million for CGI special effects. Or maybe they had $1 million, they just didn't have like good CGI like we have now. But it means that the storylines are top notch, and so I think because we've grown up, my generation has grown up in like an age where we're just used to seeing like these amazing special effects, and so it's like, oh, think of the craziest kind of character, you can make it. What is the movie called? Signs. They didn't have access to amazing alien CGI, and so the aliens were honestly hardly in it. And you could tell that it's like, we can't make this look really, really real, and so we're not going to include it like heaps. Also, probably don't even have the money to include an alien that looks real for like a lot of the film. So it was relied so heavily on the storytelling, and it was amazing. And I've been getting so into horror movies at the moment because I used to be deathly afraid of the idea of horror movies because I get really like emotionally attached. Like my empathy just flies off the handle when it comes to like intense storylines of like death and tragedy. I am the person, and I experience it on such a visceral level that it's honestly painful for me to kind of be involved in as a viewer. And so I just like was ignoring horror movies for a long time because I was like, I can't, it's too fucked. But at the moment I'm obsessed because I watched Midsummer, which is now my favorite movie on earth, and I kind of want to watch it again today, but I shouldn't because I have seen it like 3 times, and I did that all in 1 week. Of the first week of seeing it, I watched it 3 times, so I really shouldn't. But also, like, what else am I gonna do, because I'm sick and I'm kind of running out of flow movies. You're essentially here to try and like help me justify watching a 3-hour movie I've seen 3 times again. I mean, let's face it, I'm probably gonna do it. What was I talking about? Ah, yes. So horror movies. Just obsessed at the moment. Oh, The Wicker Man. That's what I wanted to watch. And if I love Midsummer so much, I'll probably like The Wicker Man. Maybe I'll put that on. We really don't need to watch Midsummer again. How many bands out there have been unlistened to by my ears yet that will completely change my life? Because I've known the name Radiohead for, as long as I've been alive. Everyone has. It's Radiohead. Even if you don't know their music, you know that name. They're amazing. It's right up my alley, and I just can't believe that I haven't been listening to them sooner, and it just makes me think, how many more artists am I going to discover that have been around, have an entire career's worth of albums? It's like, how many times is this going to happen before I just trust things and listen to, just give things a try because I might love them? Probably not for another 2 years, because I've got now probably 2 years of hyperfixating on Radiohead to go through. My last hyperfixation was Silverchair. That's been about 2 years. I know my patterns, so I'm just going to be honest about this. Radiohead is going to be infecting my brain for the next 2 years. When it comes to music, once I find an artist that I'm just so deeply in love with, every listen for a very, very, very long time will feel like the first listen all over again. Some might say that is quite restrictive. You don't fix what's not broken. If it's not affecting me or anyone in a negative way, no, I'm not going to listen to anything else for 2 years. This afternoon I didn't have a bonnet, and tonight I do. And it's so cute, and I can't wait to make more of them. It's summer. By the way, it is summer where I'm living. I have the aircon on right now. It's summer, but I am still making winter things, and most of my following are not in Australia anyway, so that's how I'm justifying it. So if anyone wants to buy this stuff, you're probably not even in my country, so it's actually winter for you still. The last few weeks I have been kind of slowly descending into overwhelm, and thankfully for my lovely boyfriend, he keeps me grounded and gives me a place and a time to kind of get all of the busyness that is in my head, that's like honestly most of the time catastrophizing the shit out of everything, and bring me back to like ground zero. But I am just experiencing this thing that I grew up experiencing in like uni and in school, where it's like my deadline is approaching fast, and it's as if the closer I have until it's, you know, the deadline, the less work I do, and the more I freeze, and I'll start working on other stuff, and I'll just procrastinate, and it just isn't getting done. And then I'm stressing myself out because I'm so overwhelmed by the deadline that it's like, I can't get this done. This is out of my abilities. And it's not, because if anyone else is watching this and has ADHD, it is quite often there is a pattern of overextending yourself and saying yes to a lot of things. And, you know, in this case, it's not even saying yes to other people, it's saying yes to myself purely, and overcommitting, getting really, really obsessed with it for the first few weeks, becoming completely overwhelmed by the amount of work you have to now commit to. Your brain becomes less and less able to kind of see a way out, and so you just stop doing things. And that is essentially, I think, just how I'll live the rest of my life. Hopefully not. God, I wish I could figure that out and stop doing it, but I had a bit of a breakdown and got very stressed, and I'm back, kind of, still quite stressed, kind of want it to just all be over, and I'm trying to stay grounded in the point, which is I should be enjoying this, and this should be fun and, you know, fulfilling, and not stressful for most of the time with it. And I'm still trying to figure out and understand how I can keep some sort of balance in my life, where it's like things that I've just literally personally at my own doing committed to. How do I keep a balance so that I'm enjoying the things I'm committing to and it's not becoming a hindrance or overwhelming or stressful? I don't know if that's possible to do. I care a lot about the stuff that I care about, but I'm not very good at managing my expectations, and I also have extremely high standards for myself, and I'm really trying to work on curbing it and just kind of calming down with it, because it's not a calm experience. Things are stressful a lot of the time. Anyway, I've weaved my ends in. These are made all out of the same yarn, kind of reminding me of Neapolitan ice cream. But it's like, instead of brown, it's purple. Wow. That really helped me kind of get the ends weaving done, is just by talking my face off. Sorry if you hate feet. But I don't know what this video is. This is just some of the thoughts I've been having. Once I get my routine back, I'm going to try and strive for a more healthy work routine. Seek balance when you can. But just don't ask me how to do it, because I don't know.